I was thinking about this while I was laying in bed. I've been up since about 6 o'clock, y'all. I've been getting up earlier and earlier, and I enjoy the fact that I'm taking my time for me. I'm, you know, I'm taking the disciplinary actions on myself while I'm forgiving myself for allowing myself to lose myself and my confidence in the way that I did. And this might be, you know, it might be very normal for a lot of people, but for me, I just realized this. Well, I just realized that I have to say this. But I've always felt if you can embarrass and insult somebody that's close to you, you can insult and embarrass somebody that's far from you. And that could mean anywhere from relationship, friendship, companionship, and all that, right? Like if somebody is unkind to animals of any kind, it doesn't show me a hatred for the animals. It shows me that person has a disdain for themselves. That person has a dislike or something about themselves they don't like, and that animal or that thing is making them perceive it as as much bigger than themselves. So when you perceive anything as bigger than you, it ultimately has more control or more power over you. And that's just how it is. So if somebody can embarrass you, or if somebody can embarrass somebody else in front of you, they will embarrass you. If somebody else can talk bad to you about somebody else in their life or in their family or in their household, trust and believe you're not free from the insults and from the embarrassment. And more than likely, you're already or you have already been a topic of discussion. More than likely. And I say that because when you don't check that shit at the door, people tend to think that you don't care about yourself and they can do or say anything they want to you, and you won't do or say anything back to them because nobody has before. It's not that they don't think that you tough or they don't think that you're strong or anything like that. That's not the case. The case is a lack of awareness, and with a lack of awareness comes a lack of responsibility. Because just as you give somebody the responsibility to feed you, you take your ability to feed yourself. Just as hold on. I'm gonna hold these two. We're gonna figure it out. Just like that. Just like, what was I saying? You give somebody the responsibility of feeding you, you take away the ability to feed yourself. You give somebody the ability to disrespect you, You take away the ability to respect and to stand up for yourself. And it happens. It doesn't happen in your face. It doesn't happen boldly. It happens very slowly, right? It happens with a smile. That's why mama always said, don't trust a big butt and a smile. Because once you caught up on that big butt and that smile, she can tell you to do this. She can ask you to do that. She can convince you to lose your life, go to jail, and she's running the streets, living her life because she convinced you to take away the ability to stand up for yourself and say no. And I'm going to say, if you're able to talk about your father or your parents or your mother or somebody that's responsible for you, me and you will never work. I'll never be able to be with somebody that's capable of insulting their parents. And I'll never be okay with that. Because if you could insult your parents or the men or the women in your life, there's nothing stopping you from insulting me. And that was the case in the past. And that's the lesson that I had to learn the hard way. There's a lot of lessons that I had to learn the hard way, and I learned it the hard way. And I made sure after I learned it the hard way, I wasn't going to have to learn it again. Because it ain't no way that I was going to allow myself to fall back into that habit, to fall back into that thought pattern, to fall back into none of that. So if you can insult your family, if you can insult your children, if you can insult your brother, your sister, your father, your mother, there's nothing stopping you from insulting me. And I take that as a personal insult because yeah, I might have talked about how my father would, beat me for this or I would get in trouble for that. And, talking to people from the Caribbean, we compared ass whoopings and how our parents were because we're Caribbeans. And, in the Caribbean and in America, Niji reclassified as black parents, they don't play that shit. Even if they let you talk, or even if they let you run off at the mouth in front of company, as soon as that company's gone, you're gonna get a serious tongue lashing or you're gonna get a serious ass whooping because your parents might not play that. And you might be taking advantage of your parents' kindness and embarrassment to put you in your place in front of others because when your parents discipline you, sometimes it hurts the parents more than it hurts the child. You have a safe New Year's too, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Ugh. Hell no. I need some more sugar for that. More sugar and cream. That shit terrible. That was terrible. Terrible. I forgot this coffee stronger than the other one. So I have to put a little bit extra cream in it. Bread and butter, baby. Butter. I don't even walk on a crack no more, bro. This is saying you step on a crack, you break your mama's back. That saying came from somewhere. And when you're aware, it's just nothing in the world or nothing in the universe that makes you unaware. You can't go back to sleep for certain things. And then you start thinking about things that you did when you were younger. And you start putting two and two together. And you realize the way that life is now, man, it might have been the same as it was. It might have been the same then too. With the sayings, I think that's enough. With the sayings, bread and butter with splitting the pole. All that stuff is, we call it superstitious. But right before they had the Salem witch trials and they stopped us from practicing our spirituality, they called it superstition. So all the superstition, and I remember, I'm enjoying this. I'm just remembering, right? I used to say, if they tell you not to believe something, that's when you believe it. If they tell you don't believe something, when they tell you not to believe something, that's when you believe it. When they tell you to believe something, that's when you don't believe it. And that's when you ask questions. And I always say, don't believe shit, question everything, right? Because when you question everything, you begin to question your questions until those questions are solved. You begin to ask yourself why you ask those questions. But I ain't gonna get too far off. For some reason, every time I read the comments, I lose my train of thought. But that's just my excitement, right? I don't expect to see people watching it live. I don't expect to see people joining and and showing love and stuff like that. I expect me to be the one showing love and doing all that stuff. I don't expect it to be done for me. So whenever it's done for me, I appreciate it, yo. Like telling me have a safe new year. Only my family and my father ever told me anything like that. I never had anybody come on my live and say that. So, I appreciate that. So those lessons that I had to learn the hard way, right? Love yourself, because when I love myself, I realized, yo, I wasn't in a horrible relationship. I wasn't in a bad relationship. Yeah, bad things happen, but that's in every relationship. I could have dealt with I could have dealt with my ex-wife putting hands on me, but that wasn't the problem. The problem wasn't her putting her hands on me. The problem was not her putting her hands on me, because I told my friends in school all the time, like, if my girl ever thinks she could put her hands on me, I'm gonna fuck the shit out of her, because I'm not gonna put my hands on no woman when I'm a strong ass man and I can give her this hard tool. She wanna throw hands, I'm gonna fuck the shit out of her. And that's what happened ultimately, but that wasn't the case. It wasn't the fact that she was putting her hands on me. It wasn't the fact that we had makeup sex. It wasn't the fact that we had times where it was fun and we went out and we did this and we did that. It was the principles and it was the morals, right? It was the principles and it was the morals and it was the respect. I felt disrespected, immoralized, dehumanized, and emasculated. And I had to watch other people in her life be treated with respect, morality, and decency, and even love. The same love that I used to beg for. Why are you in a relationship and you begging somebody to love you? Why are you in a relationship and you begging somebody to have a family with you? That's a female. That's not a female trait. But I want to also say this, right? No man is gonna leave a woman he cares about. No man is gonna leave a woman he loves. No man is gonna leave a woman he wants to have a family with. So if a man leaves a woman for those three reasons, and they think that it's those three reasons, and you hear the female talking about that man, disrespecting that man, calling that man out of his name, but not saying anything that happened in the relationship, then you will have to realize that that woman is going to make you bankrupt. That woman is going to stress you out. That woman is going to destroy your peace. That woman is going to destroy whatever you have building. If you want to argue with a female, I was told this. You want to argue with a female, you want to get into a fight with a female, do it at her house. Because when she start breaking shit, it's not going to be your shit. It's going to be her shit that she breaking. It's going to be her shit that she throwing around. It's going to be her shit that she thrashing around. Right? It's not going to be your shit. So if you want to argue with a female or you want to break up, I'm gonna tell I'm gonna tell you fellas and ladies all the same. Make sure you're in a safe space. Make sure you have somebody that you can trust, and make sure that you do it as quietly as possible. Because if somebody can disrespect their parents, they don't have respect for you already. And how you know you're in an abusive and an unsafe relationship is the simple fact that somebody is disrespecting their parents or somebody in their family. It's a difference when you lay out facts. It's a difference when you say what happened, what went wrong, what could have happened to change it, and why, right? But if you're just blatantly calling somebody out their name, you're just talking crap about the person, and you're saying all your emotional, you're airing out your emotional laundry to everybody, and it's just plain old feelings and emotions. That's that's key red flags of a abusive and unsafe relationship. I took responsibility for the relationship going wrong. I didn't take responsibility for the relationship going right. And I used to say that men are responsible for the relationship. Women are responsible for the family. If a family breaks up, it's because the woman doesn't want to have a solidified family unit. If the relationship breaks up, it's because the man didn't want the relationship, or the relationship with the woman, it wasn't fitting for the man to submit to that woman and to give his heart and his protection and his defense and his blood, sweat, and tears to a woman that he could potentially spend 10 to 20 years with. And in those 10 to 20 years, he could lose his life. When a man decides to be with anybody or anything or anyone, he decides it with his heart, because men come from women. So we're 50% female. Regardless of what science says, regardless of what anybody saying in society, you have a mother and you have a father in order to have a child. So you're a 50% the man and 50% the woman, because it took two of them to make 100% you. So if somebody could disrespect the parents that brought them into this world, if somebody could disrespect the people that gave them life, if somebody could disrespect if somebody could bite the hand that feeds them, who's to tell what they're gonna do to you? If your woman or your man can bite the hand that feed them, their parents, their protectors, their their caretakers, right? The people that's responsible for them, right? If they could disrespect them, who's to say what they're doing to you? And just because they're not doing it in your face doesn't mean they're not doing it behind your back. And I don't want to say this to make anybody think, my partner is this or my partner is that. I'm giving you key points to know when you're in an abusive and an unsafe relationship with someone. If they can speak negatively, disrespectfully, embarrassingly about somebody that is your sex, then they are also doing it towards you without you knowing. You will have that feeling. You will have that emotion. You will be like, something don't feel right. You would think that something's wrong between y'all. You would think that maybe you did something wrong. You would think that maybe something happened, that you might have said something like, is it something I said, right? Every time something goes wrong, an empathetic person always goes within themselves and they say, is it something that I said? Is it something that I did? Like, I know I might be, I might not be politically correct and I might say certain things that rub people the wrong way, but I never have ill intentions in my heart. I will never have a negative, I will never have a negative intention. My intention will always be the the same intentions that a coach has, and the same intentions that a teacher has, the same intention that a parent has, especially a great great grandparent. That's my type of that's my type of love. That's my type of intentions. That's my type of teachings. That's the way that I carry my life, because my great grandmother was the one that helped my father raise me with my aunts and everybody else. But I gravitated towards my great grandmother, right? So all that she was is in me. All that my mother was, all that my mother is in me. All that my father is in me. All that my grandfather is in me, right? Everybody. Just like how you see Aang from the Avatar, the Last Airbender, when he goes into his meditative state, and you could see his bloodline. You have that same exact connection. You have that same exact action. You have that same exact thing that happens, which is when I told you your angels put you inside that little air bubble that the Avatar was in, because he wasn't ready for his power. You aren't ready for your responsibility. You aren't ready to say no. You aren't ready to tell people the truth about themselves. You aren't ready for this or you aren't ready for that. So your angels, God, the Most High, the universe, put you in a protection to keep you from that embarrassment, to keep you from getting insulted, to keep you away from a person that you are in an abusive relationship with, when you probably don't know how to handle that relationship. You might not know it's safe to leave quietly. You might make noise and argue and say, I caught you cheating, I caught you lying, I caught you doing this, and I caught you doing that, giving the enemy that you're sleeping with more ammo to study how to cheat on you, to study how to fool you, to study how to con you, right? Because whenever you confront somebody about something, think of it as this, right? If you're confronting somebody that's your age about something, already understand that if you're going to confront them with the truth and you already know the truth, be prepared for them to lie. If you're about to confront somebody about something, be prepared for them to lie, right? And I remember DMX, right? DMX was he had an interview and he said, always trust people to be who they are. And I've always said I've never tried to change anybody. I always let people be who they are because it's a freedom of will. I can't control nobody's reality. I can't control anybody's perception of reality. So I'm gonna have to let you do you. But my father also taught me, don't do what you see others do. So I'm not gonna watch you do what you do, hear you talk to me about it, and make it seem like it's convincing or make it seem like it's cool or it's good for me to do it too, when that's something that you're doing. I'm not i'm not able or capable to be a part of something when I'm already a part of my own thing. I'm already building something myself. So I can't abandon my ship to jump on somebody else's ship to then live my life towards their perception of their reality, right? So whenever that happens and whenever things start getting like that, that's when you start getting into that bubble. That's when your angels start putting you into that protective state because you're not ready yet. Right? And if they do something, it's gonna have to be after you step back. Once you step back and once you say, okay, I'm no longer in control, right? I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what to do. And I all I know is I'm trying to survive to tomorrow. And then when tomorrow comes, I'm gonna have to try to survive to the next day. So I'm putting it, I'm putting it in your hands. I'm giving it to the universe. I'm giving it to God, right? And once you do that, and once you make that choice, that's when it becomes easier for you. But it starts off with a little bit uncomfortability because you're not doing something that you're accustomed to doing. You're accustomed to arguing and making your point. You're accustomed to calling out lies and narcissists. But don't do it when it's literally in your own home. Don't do it when it's literally under your own roof. Don't do it when it's literally at your expense, right? You want to you want to be you have a lot of money. You want to be in a relationship, but the relationship is coming at the relationship is in its adolescence, right? It's getting old. It's getting to the point where you're so embarrassed. It's getting to the point where you're so disrespected. It's getting to the point where it's not even sneak dissing no more. It's blatant disrespect. It's blatant cutting you off or shutting you down in front of strangers. It's cutting you off and shutting you down in front of their people, in front of their friends. It's making you feel very small, right? And you get to that point. Let me get to my train of thought here. You're so used to arguing back. You're so used to standing up for yourself and feeling like standing up for yourself means you have to fight back. And when I told you, I realized you don't have to fight in the dark. You just have to shine your light and the dark will disappear when it's ready. So when you stop doing that physical fighting and you take it to the spirit world, that's when your spirit team is now able to give you the messages, is able to give you the hints, is able to give you the signals to say, hey, we're handling this. You'll have a dream. It might be a nightmare because it's confusing to you because you haven't done this before. It's uncomfortable, but you have to be uncomfortable in order to be comfortable in that uncomfortability. It's going to make sense. I promise. Once you stop physically fighting back and you start spiritually fighting back, you use your thoughts, you use your mind, you use your heart, but you refrain from physically fighting back, because when you physically fight back, it takes away the spiritual battle. It takes that battle from the spirit world into the physical world, and now you have to pay the price, or they have to pay the price for whatever happens in the physical. And we know when it comes to physical shit, we take it all the way there in the physical. We don't think about the repercussions after that 5, 10 seconds of anger. We don't think about the next 25 years to life, because that 5, 10 seconds we couldn't breathe. We're feeling like we're under attack. We're feeling like life or death. So once you take that 5 to 10 seconds and you breathe, you just saved yourself 25 to life, because you're not doing what you usually do, which is fight back physically. You're fighting back in a physical world that's ruled by the devil. You're fighting back in a physical world that's ruled by the devil, that has people that's manipulating you. You're fighting back in a physical world that's ruled by the devil, that has people that's manipulating you to go against yourself, to go against that spirit, to go against your own brother, your own sister, your own family, your own mother, your own father, which is why you're able to go against them and inadvertently go against your spouse, go against the person that you love it, right? You treat the same one that you loving with the same one that you fucking. You treat the one that you loving with the same respect that you treat the one that you humping, right? So when you disrespect the one that you loving and you give that same exact loving to the one that you just got on the side, see what I mean? So when they treat you, it don't have to be sexual, right? When they say I love you and then you hear them talk to somebody else that same way with that same intimacy that is reserved for you, it makes you wonder, who else is this person doing this with? Why is this person so comfortable being so sweet and kind to strangers, but not to me? When I'm showing and proving myself, I'm showing and proving my love, I'm showing and proving my appreciation, right? With everything that I do. It might not be money, but with my whole being, with my whole spirit and my whole body, I'm uplifting you. I'm there for you. I'm loving you. I'm giving you all of me. And you can't even give me a little piece of you. So that's how you know when you're in an abusive, unsafe relationship. If that person can disrespect or embarrass somebody close to them, especially to you, they're also using you as an embarrassment tool or punchline to somebody else when it suits them or when it's beneficial to whatever situation that they're in at that time. So I'm going to leave that right there. I hope y'all have a good day, bringing back that bounce. I know y'all feel me. I appreciate y'all coming in the live. Thank you for the happy New Year's, the safe New Year's. I wish y'all a happy and a safe New Year Eve and a New Year's Day. Turn up, be safe. Just know that the police are going to be out there. It's every single year. So be safe. If y'all going to be drinking and turning up, do it somewhere safe. Do it somewhere where you don't got to get up and go driving. Do it. I appreciate that. You too. You keep it up. Do it somewhere where you don't got to be outside and you don't got to be in a situation, or you don't have to put yourself in a position where it could potentially get to a situation, right? Make sure that whatever you do now, if I take a shot right now, I know that the next 50 shots that I take, I'm not going to be around anybody. I'm not going to be anywhere near anything or anyone that's going to cause me to be in any situation. I'm going to be around loved ones. I'm going to be around my team. I'm going to be around my supporters. I'm going to be with my angels. I'm going to be with the universe and the Most High. When you go out, when you get into your car, say to the universe, ride with me. Just ask the universe to ride with you wherever you go. Just be like, you Mother Universe, ride with me. She's gonna ride with you. Nobody's gonna hurt you. Nobody's gonna crash into you. It's gonna be a time where you always getting into shit. The one time you say, Mother Universe, ride with me, she gonna ride with you. The universe is gonna ride with you. Mother Universe, I'm about to go out to this party. I don't know what the fuck gonna happen, but I'm taking you with me. It's a unspoken and a spoken rule, right? The universe is always with you. But if you don't feel and know that the universe is with you and you're protected, then they can't have that. You can't feel the energy of the universe around you. It's gonna feel like something else. It's gonna feel foreign to you. But when you know and you say those words, My angels, ride with me. Mom, dad, whoever you have on the other side, tell them ride with you. It's not hard. It's very easy. It's easy. It's the most potent prayer that you can ever pray outside of whatever they taught you in church. All you got to say is, Mother Universe, ride with me. Father God, Mother Universe, my angels, I'm going to this party. I'm stepping out the house. I'm about to go walk down the street. Walk with me. And they're going to walk with you. Nothing's going to happen to you. I promise you that. And I want y'all to enjoy this day because tomorrow is year one of our redemption year, right? So we're not going to be doing the things that we did in 2020. We're going to take the signs from 2012 when the calendar stopped and the world started spinning again. We 4 days ahead. We might be more than 4 days ahead. So we 4 hours ahead, right? It's 12:33 right now. It might be 8:30 something. It might be 5:30 something, but technically it's 4 hours ahead. So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all take care of yourself today. Make sure y'all take care of your hygiene. Make sure you wash your balls. Make sure you wash your ass. Make sure you wash behind your ears. Make sure you wash your nose. Push your nose. Get that mucus up out of there. Scrub your chin. Make sure you get all that mucus out of there. Make sure you touch your face. Look into that mirror and say, good morning, gorgeous. Good morning, handsome. What up, sexy? What up, lovely? Talk to yourself with that sweet love. Because when you give yourself that sweet love, other people are going to see that glow coming out of you because you gave it to yourself. And since you gave it to yourself now, you can give it to the world. And it's not going to cost you anything because you already looked in the mirror and you feel good. You looked in the mirror, you feel sexy. You looked in the mirror, you feel beautiful. You looked in the mirror, you feel handsome because you saw that reflection reflecting back to you. So now when you give it to the world and they reflect ugly, you know you're not ugly. You know you looked in the mirror and say you handsome, you sexy, you beautiful, you gorgeous. So if anybody gives that negativity back to you after you give that beauty into the world, that ain't got nothing to do with you. That's all to do with them. You keep being beautiful. You keep being your naive, loving self. Don't let the world turn your heart into a block of ice, right? Even when I say your heart is naive and it's this and it's that, appreciate you. Even when I say stuff like that, I'm only talking to you as a coach because I want you to know your heart has that ability to ignore evil because it's so much more stronger than evil. It could just walk and you can just walk right past it and it ain't gonna have nothing to do with you. It ain't gonna have it's not gonna have an effect on you. It's not gonna have any type of sway on you because you're beautiful and you're light. So continue to be beautiful and light. No matter what hateful people say, no matter what hateful people do. If they break your heart 5 times, stitch it up 6. If they break your heart 8 times, love 9 times harder. If they break your heart 9 times, love 10 more, love 10 people. Love yourself 10 times more, love yourself 10 times harder, love yourself 10 times deeper, and go right back into it. Because what they want is for you to quit. They want you to throw in the towel. The devil can't throw the towel in for you. The devil can make you throw in the towel. Don't throw that motherfucking towel in. You better pop your collar, check your swag. Yeah, check your gear and get saucy. Tell the universe, tell God, tell your angels, ride with me, walk with me, talk with me. Defend me, protect me, and it will happen. That's more potent than any prayer. And I'm telling you that for 2026 because that's the first year of our redemption. That's the first year where you can see anybody who has repented and cared about repentance and being a good person. That's when you're going to see their actions, right? That's when you're going to see how they carry themselves, how they treat people. You're going to actually look at somebody. You might just finish having a conversation with them, and then you see them go and have a conversation with somebody else, and it's a whole different person. That's a liar. That's a demon. That's somebody that's still operating in 2020. That's somebody that's still operating in 2012. Somebody that's still operating in 2010. We ain't there no more. Year one of redemption. You know what redemption means? You redeem all the shit that you lost. Everything that was taken from you, you're getting it back with tax. And we taxing. We taxing, baby. The balance has been tipped to the dark side for so long. Now it's time for the light beings to tax. Now we got to tax. So we're going to be stepping in the name of the Most High. We're going to be stepping in the name of the Mother Universe. We're going to be stepping in the name of our mothers and our fathers. And we're going to tax. And we're going to step. And we're going to keep stepping. And when we step, we're going to step up. We're going to keep on stepping up. The frequency going to keep stepping up. The vibes is going to keep going up. We're going to keep waking up the world. Ain't nobody going to sleep. Ain't even no alarm clock. People is getting up before the alarm clock these days. Putting in work. Check your gear. Get saucy. Tell Mother Universe, ride with me. Walk with me. That's the most potent prayer that you can say to end this year and to start the next one. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. You from India? What's going on? Y'all have a good day. Safe day. I ain't gonna say, do whatever the hell y'all want to do. Do whatever it is that you want to do. Do whatever it is that you feel to do, and make sure you do it to the fullest of your heart. Yeah. Happy New Year Eve. Happy New Year's Eve. Happy New Year.